Aloha, Puna. Aloha. What could be better than being in Puna for the holidays? The most optimistic and happy people in the world. I made a little song. And now I forgot it. It'll come to me. But I was just thinking, because I was weaving it in between realizing why my ex-husband, who I did move to Puna with, didn't last here very long. He didn't like my donkey, and he was a grumpy optimist. No, pessimist. Boy, he was a grumpy pessimist. And so my song was about, gosh, wow, all this singing and dancing, I'm a little bit flustered, so I forgot my song, but I can't sing nearly as good as Erica anyways, so you're not missing anything. I did bring some special treats to share with you because I am Sherri Carden, the Puna Princess, because in Puna, we're not only optimistic, we're resilient, and we know how to do stuff with practically nothing. For example, this year's Christmas socks are very festive and beautiful. Yes, they are. But last year's Christmas socks are a little bit worn. And you might think, well, what can you do with last year's Christmas socks? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can turn them into a nice set of gloves, and they work very well. They're quite cute, aren't they? And there's so many things that you can do with things that you used before that you're thinking, well, I can't really do anything with that now. But there is, you just have to learn to be purposeful. For example, I know some of you walk around your yard and you see these little bird nest things that the little birdies make, and you think, now there must be something wonderful I can do with those. And there is. If you find two of them that are exactly alike, you can make a nice little set of earmuffs for the holidays. It's quite wonderful. What about those crazy giant African snails? Have you seen those things walking around? Well, with a little bit of spray paint and some glitter, they make a lovely holiday ornament. Don't throw them away. You just have to wait until they, clean them out really good. The other thing, again, I apologize for not knowing the song, but it's actually to your benefit. I'm a lousy singer. The rats that you see in your yard, sometimes I know you go past them over and over again. You go, what can I do with that? There must be something I can do with that dead rat. Well, there is. The flat rat makes a lovely tree ornament and a gift for the holidays. And when the holidays are over, just make sure that it still has some of its fur on. When the holidays are over, you can use it as a door hanger. So don't throw away the dead rats. Or what about the flat frog? You have to make sure they're nice and dry, because if they're still smushy, they're not going to make a lovely coaster or a nice treetop ornament. So save them, don't throw them away. In Puna, we recycle everything until it finally just biodegrades. People say to me sometimes, well, sure, a flat frog is very handy, but what can I do with all the kitty fur balls? You collect them, and then you can put them onto a cap. And then that way, somebody who doesn't have hair for the holidays, you can just give them this fur ball cap, and they can wear it with this lovely Christmas decoration below it, and they'll look ever so festive. So be sure to save kitties' fur balls. Don't just throw them away. And what about coqui frogs? Do you know that a flat coqui frog makes a lovely ornament? You just need to put it on a hanger. So don't throw those away either. You just have to catch them. And I know you've walked past these in your yard sometimes, or even in your house, and they'll be lying upside down. And you get the little sweeper out, and by golly, they can lay there for, how long can a cockroach lay on the ground upside down? A month. Ask me how I know. Anyways, you can put them, you can make an ornament out of them also. You just need a little hook and a hanger. And the same with the centipedes. They work very well. You can even put glitter on them. So don't throw those away. And if you have to do other things that are not quite as pleasant, be sure to wear your Playtex living gloves. Because if you find something in the yard, for example, like a dead mongoose, you might want to save it and put it on your Christmas entryway and make a lovely yard sign so people will know where the party is. Just make sure you have your Playtex living gloves on. What about if you have ducks and they make a splat? And the reason it's called a duck splat is because that's the sound it makes when it is created. It goes splat. So you can give these to your friends and neighbors. Just make sure to put them in a lovely little bag. And it can make a lovely gift. They can fertilize their orchids or their anthuriums with it. What you want to do with every single one of these items is to label it. So this one is a duck splat. You want to make sure it's labeled because if they think it's a chocolate treat, there could be trouble later. Suppose you have a donkey and there's, you know, when you have a donkey, like I have a donkey, I still have that donkey. If you have a donkey, you can make out of, you know, the donkey nuggets. You just have to select what size little form you want to use, and you can put the donkey dew through the cookie press and make wonderful sized little things that you can give because it makes a lovely gift for fertilizing the orchids. Again, make sure that you label it when you give it to people so they'll know what it is and they won't think it's something to smoke or something to eat because the donkey nuggets are very, very useful. And it's nice to use things that you have laying around your yard. And I'm so glad I still have that donkey. What about repurposing your underwear? Sure, last year's Christmas panties were lovely, but this year they're not quite as fabulous. You can recover your mop with them. And as you're dusting your floor, it makes a perfect fit. You just stretch it over the old mop, and voila, you'll be dusting your floor with your fabulous panties from last year, and you'll be ever so proud of yourself that you did such a good job. How about old lingerie? It makes a lovely wrapping for things like goat goodies, because you can give these to your friends and neighbors, and they're going to go, gosh, those really made my lemon tree grow well. So I'm really happy to say that I'm glad I'm not married anymore to that pessimist, grumpy guy, and I still have the donkey. And I can say with the truthful knowledge that I ended up with the one who's not the ass. So for this particular show, the donkey autographed a few of his coloring books. And so if you don't have your donkey coloring book yet, oh, and he had some of his friends help him too. The cat and the goat and the guinea pig too, who has little tiny hands. And it's called Rules for Living from Mocha Latte, the Donkey Llama, because he's a real wise ass and he has lots of fun things to say. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Little Christmas.